And welcome back to Let's Play the Tales of Maj'Eyal. Let me just reply to a text message here, and then we'll Let's Play more. So yeah, I can set up a countdown again. Okay. There we go. Yeah, what's new? A lot of stuff, actually. I have finally tried to, or I'm still trying to get the Last Will of My Father translated for the officials, so I can get money at long last. I mean, I'm still at this. The problem is that they need this translated because it's in Spanish and nobody there speaks Spanish, or they just don't want to bother looking it up. Not that it's too hard to understand, but they don't feel like looking it up. You know, officials, they can't be asked to do stuff or to put in the mental effort. However, since I want something from them, I have to do it. Funny story about that is I actually asked on the in the university. Ooh, fungal elbow, those are fun. They can regenerate. Yeah, they can regenerate health for you, which is a great trait. Also note something else that you might not have noticed earlier. If I do this, you see this little thing appear here? This is the infusion saturation. It will mean that every infusion I use now, while this is on, takes longer to cool down. And now I just picked up a rune. Runes are like infusions, but they are different kind of things. So they trigger different cooldown, which is sometimes useful, although I'm usually stuck with using one or the other. There are some great effects you can only get from runes or only from infusions. But since this is kind of random, I don't often find the ones I really want. Or not all of them. Okay, let's release the hound here. And then look for the way out. It's always good to explore the entire level before you leave. Also, something you might note is that we are at... I'm actually gonna hold on to that. I have to move it to a normal inventory to keep it from being transmogrified. Now, the fun thing about this is things in the transmogrification chest are weightless. So if I had a particularly heavy item, I could actually just put it in there and move it out when I move to another level and put it back in, but that always is, well, that's usually too annoying for me. Now we got an escort quest. Please help me. I'm afraid I lost myself in this place. I know there's a recall portal left around here by a friend, but I have fought too many battles and I fear I will not make it. Would you help me? Now we have 3 options. A, we can do that. And B, we can... that's something I had to unlock, and I apologize for not showing you all the unlocking. I hope we can do some unlocking in this game, but it's also kind of random. We can... basically there is a city that hunts mages, and alchemists are mages, so you can basically send them to that city and basically get another reward. Or I can just tell them to bugger off. However, I will lead on, or I will let them lead on and protect them. Always good is to ask them where the portal is, because they say south. That's good to know, because they will move on their own accord, and they will get in trouble on their own accord. But at least... oh my goodness. This is the level boss, Norgos the Guardian. As you can see, he's level 7, which means he is considerably stronger than we are. And that is not good. He just blinded us, so I had to use my wild infusion to get rid of that. And Alchemist, please stay back. On another note, we are at 26 equilibrium and 5% chance to fail, which is, I think we were at 6% chance to fail earlier when we had that. So there you have it. There is a difference between different levels and the equilibrium you can afford. I'm gonna meditate now, because I do see myself getting to fight Norgos the Guardian very, very, very soon. Okay, there he goes with the... let's summon the turtle here. That's what I got this turtle for. It's basically... the turtle has a chance to force enemies to attack it instead of, say, you. Of course, in that case, there is no other option but to attack the turtle for most creatures, because it's absolutely in the way. But sometimes you want to have that and just hope it does what you need it to do. Also, Norgus is pretty damn strong, but we got him. We got a bear paw, because Norgus is still a bear. The thing about ingredients is I'm going to show you that now. If you hit escape and then show not achievements, don't do that. We want ingredients. You see what you have. A dead green worm painstakingly separated from its tangle of companions and largely with flesh-rending claws. It smells slightly of fish. So we got a bear paw. Yay us. There are alchemists that can do stuff with those paws. However, I never managed to get all the things they needed. Also, every level boss drops an artifact. The first one actually drops 2, and those always get their own descriptions. So we have the Blood of Life. Oh my goodness! This well of blood was drawn from an ancient race of in the Age of Haze. Some of the power and vitality of those early days of the world still flows through it. Drink me, mortal, the red liquid seems to whisper in your thoughts. I will bring you light beyond darkness. Those who taste my essence fear not the death of flesh. Drink me, mortal, if you value your life. And we found a Rod of Recall. You can use it to quickly get out of your current zone and return to the world map. This rod is made entirely of Veratun, infused with raw magical energies that can bend space itself. You have heard of such items before. They are very useful to adventurers, allowing faster travel. Basically, this teleports us out of the world map, when we so desire. However, I want to finish up this escort mission and loot this level. Also, about the Blood of Life. This is basically an extra life. This is still a roguelike game, so lives are valuable. If you die here, it's... well, that's it for you. You're done. You're dead. Your character will not be retrievable. If we drink the Blood of Life, we have an extra life and we can basically return to life. So we'll move that to inventory and we'll use it to have an extra life. There we go. That's really rare, especially for the first drop in the game. We'll learn this and one more on that. Then we'll go with more cunning. I get 2 level ups, so I get double the stat points. That's simple math for you. Now I can also learn new summons, because level 4 is the requirement for tier 2 summons. The jelly is kind of useful. It can't move, but it can take damage and turn that into equilibrium for you. So this is something you can do if you feel like avoiding meditation. And the Hydra is useful because it gives you an area attack. So we're going to learn both of those. Only 1 point for now. We don't have to meditate because leveling up actually fully heals us. So you get all your resources. Oh, I have to go there now. You stupid. Okay, now that skill I just learned comes in very useful in escort quests. I could use it to actually heal my hound, but I'm gonna do bugger all to get that done. The hound is replaceable. I'm gonna use my escortee, because that works as well. And now I'm gonna ask her again where the hell this stupid portal is. Still south, so there we go. And it's time to show you the Hydra. Very fun to use in those corridors because it can clear out the entire corridor. You see that area attack? It kills a lot. However, it's also not very tough in melee, so try to avoid getting into the melee. Also note that, of course, higher summons do have higher equilibrium costs. Okay, now we just wait for our guy to reach that, and now we can level up. Or now we don't level up, but we get the choice of several things. Each class has basically two attributes they allow you to increase by either 1 or 2, depending on what's their main attribute and what's more of a side thing. We can learn talents. Some of those actually talents we have as well. So if you're lucky, you get someone who actually gives you a talent that you need or you want. Then you can do that and you basically save the generic skill points for that. However, I actually want the... I don't know, I don't like staff combat, we're not going to do that. I also don't see a need to learn stone alchemy, so we will just learn... I guess I'll take the 2 points in magic. Thank you. Let's summon the flame spitter again. Now this class is pretty much one of my favorites because it doesn't have that much... it has some skill involved, but it is not that likely to have its face eaten by something dangerous, because you're letting your creatures do all the work for you, which I feel suits my playstyle pretty nice. I mean, you still have to kind of balance out which creature you want to summon in any given situation, especially at the start, because you can only have one summon active at a time, although I think I can have 2 by now. Character screen is this, yeah. So we have... where's my cunning? Yeah, 21 cunning. That means I can have 2 summons up. There's another rune. And by the way, items are always identified for me as I pass them. This is actually Hydra time. There we go. You see, it hit all those creatures. And that's what I love the Hydra for. However, sometimes for some reason it stops shooting, which is really annoying, especially if it's kind of trapped in melee range. Look at that, we can have 45 equilibrium now, and I just failed to use it due to my equilibrium. But we can still try again, because I was relatively far away from anything that could try to kill me. It really sucks if you mess up a summon when you're actually surrounded by creatures that try to kill you, and they... well, it's still a turn that you lose, so they get a free attack on you. And that is not good. As I said, 1 life and it's done, so losing that 1 life and the game is basically over. Your unlocks will move to the next game though, so let's actually use this and then auto-explore. Okay, now I get to see what I want to keep. There's nothing magical here that I want. I can't wear this plate armor yet, so there is no reason to keep all that around. I'm gonna hold on to the runes though. Don't know why. Okay. Finding that Blood of Life was actually really making me happy, because extra lives are hard to come by. And there is a difficulty that allows you to basically have extra lives and well, from the start. But I don't play that. That's not roguelike. And really, believe me, those extra lives are really hard to come by. They're really rare. This is like the 3rd or 2nd even extra life I actually find in my entire time playing this game. I've played this game a lot. Also died a lot, but I've played this a hell of a lot. So, yeah, you can believe me if I say that you really get very, very few extra lives. This is a very unforgiving game. Let's actually... let's fight this man versus, well, rabbit. Would you kill it? Stay there, stupid flame spitter. And by the way, leveling up the summon level also increases the time it has around. So as you can see here, this is going to have better stats, and it's going to stay for 9 turns if I do that. Actually, I like the flame spitter, and for level 5 you gain 2 class points and no generic points. So I'm gonna learn Spider. Actually, I don't use the Spider that much, but I like this frantic summoning skill. This basically allows you to summon more creatures in 1 turn, so in case you need that, it can be done, and you will need that. Well, I will need that. Because at some point I tend to get overconfident, and I told you already how that ends, usually. Now I'm just waiting my turns here, and you see the Hunter has stopped shooting now. For no bloody reason. Okay, let's heal ourselves quickly. Stop meditating so I deal more damage again. And let's toss the flame spitter into the room here. It's like a fantasy smoke bomb, basically. You toss it in, it clears out the room for you, and then you do what you do best. Well, you loot everything. Because apparently that's heroic. Also, I didn't check the thing yet. I think I'm just going to finish this level, and then I'll see where how the quality is, and if I want to upload this or not. This might be a dumb routine to go by, but I feel like playing now and less like uploading. Okay, let's summon this. I haven't summoned the jelly yet because I never felt like doing that. It never was needed. Sometimes this is useful to have as a kind of a barrier between you and the enemy, especially because it also gives you equilibrium back. This is a rare enemy. It is shooting something at us now, which is something that I want to dodge. Sometimes you're lucky, and shooting things I think requires a fraction of a turn. So if you're lucky, it doesn't reach you. If you're not, well, you're in for being hit by something. I'm gonna stay back here. Ow! Well, damn. Let's summon a hound. Now, rares also. Wow, we are crippled. We have reduced melee range. We have infusion saturation. Oh, that's because I used one. And we are off balance. Let's see what we get. Oh, we got rid of all of that. You might want to move out of this. Now, rare enemies give you kind of, what is that? Inventory. They give you better items. They give you rare items, which are those red, and they have a name. They have more effects on them, but we don't want cloth robes. We are not that brittle. You'd want that as a mage, though. So the items are usually better than the normal ones and a bit inferior to the artifact ones. There are also, I think, rare items, or slightly better items. Those are also fun to have, but not a necessity. We also passed the stairway to the next level already. Not sure if you noticed. What I really hate about this level is that everything does damage to you here. From a ridiculous distance. Also, we have found another rare enemy. Can't believe it. Okay, and we're frozen. So this might actually be our first extra life used very, very quickly. Now, if I summon, say... Oh wow, the Hound took care of it. Now we got Vorolaith, the Iron Plate Armor. Those names are, as I understand, random. And nothing to... like... I think they're just generated every game for every artifact. So there is no reason to memorize them and see what name does what. At least I never felt the need for that. Okay, let's kill that mouse and move on. There's some iron mail armor. We also can't use that. We need this... I have no idea where the skill tree is, so... let's see, maybe S? No. It is somewhere. Was that all of this level? Yes. So let's go down to level 2 of the Heart of the Gloom. There's another escort quest. Again, something magical. I will actually see us are really good, I think, so we'll protect him. Although that might prove harder than we... There's the portal, but there is a lot of stuff in the way. So let's summon the Flame Spitter here. Maybe toss the slime in there. Okay, we can't summon anything else. You can see that because that stuff is grayed out now. The slime is... yeah, you can see that here. Black jelly absorbs part of the damage, and we are closer to nature. That's basically, we recovered equilibrium for that. The slime has just expired, which sometimes happens to slimes. You do need to pay attention to the expiration date. Okay, now we want to get this this seer closer to the portal. So see, there's this black stuff here. This is doing weird stuff to you. We can stop meditating now. I can also not see anything here really, because yeah, that stuff is weird. That's what I don't like about this level. You just sometimes get randomly stuck on the floor or something and can't move. Okay, magic, willpower, premonition, arcane eye. That's an archmage skill that as well. Vision is... don't know what that spell is. And we could learn divination spells, but again, those aren't too useful for us. So I'm going with willpower, because that's our dominant stat. Not sure if it's dominant or something, but it's one of the most important stats for summoners, so we're going with that. Also, a fun thing is, now that we have leveled the Flame Spitter, we can basically resummon it as soon as the summon runs out. Because it lasts so long that the cooldown is basically over when the summon is, or almost at least. We're reasonably close to it. I mean, cooldown 10, we have it for 9 turns, so yeah, waiting one more turn and we're there. Okay, that's the level up, that's the portal. Now the minimap is very helpful in that regard. Just see where things are. In corridors the Hydra is also very useful. And now we find a Mind Star, a Vined Mind Star, which is tier 2, which means it's better than what I currently have. It's also magical, so it's definitely better than what I currently have. So I'm gonna replace it. Mind Stars are fun items. They're a bit like the... how to compare it? If used right, they are like the... let's select the Soul Reaver from the series with the same name. A very powerful sword. Like the one that the main character has basically stuck to his hand. Not sure if you played the Soul Reaver series. It has a great story, but it is one of those things that I never finished playing myself, because I had Soul Reaver 2 actually as a physical copy, and I think a friend once gave me the Soul Reaver 1 from a game magazine. They had it on a CD, but the thing, it was buggy as hell. Okay, we found the lore scroll, and I really don't want to... do I want to read that to you? I actually do not. Maybe I'll do at some point, but right now I don't feel like reading a story to you. And this is the portal to the next level, it would appear. On this particular map, it's hidden very well sometimes, and it's really annoying. Also, we just saw that. Let's kill that. And the next floor is one of the ones that get me killed a lot, so I make no promises that we'll survive this. We are on 0 equilibrium, so let's go down here. Let's actually put that on. Just because it's a silly hat, and we want more silly hats. Okay, we are not directly next to the level boss. That is good for us. That is very good for us. However, we are probably reasonably close. It's usually somewhere here, and it has the ability to surround you with random summons, so yeah, it's annoying. I'm doing the heroic thing. I'm hiding behind my summons, because that's always the best thing to do. And now we'll dump a Hydra in here, and it gets killing right away. Great. I found a rather leather cap. I know I could summon 2 things, but I usually try to save up some. I try to keep one summonable just in case something goes terribly wrong, because I can't move them around once they are summoned. So yeah. Now I'm gonna break off the video after this dungeon. So we should be almost through it. The boss can't be that far, and I hate saying that because I don't like this boss. You can teleport around and do all sorts of nastiness, so it's better not to anger him, which is sadly what we're about to do. Actually lend the Hydra a hand here. I'm not sure why the Hydra is such a wuss in melee, because, I mean, it has 3 flippin' heads. And, I don't know, maybe I'm just spoiled by the Hydras in Heroes of Might and Magic, because those are extremely powerful. I remember the ones in Heroes of Might and Magic 2, which were actually kind of annoyingly slow. I mean, they were strong, and they had, like, this multi-attack. I think the upgraded ones could attack everything around them. But they were so slow that you hardly ever had the ability to use it, because it would just never happen. The battle was basically over when they reached the battlefield. Okay, we can dump a hound over here. And now the jelly can't move. So we'll just let it hit, or let it get hit. We'll also meditate for now. And there is something. That's one of those poison ivies. Really don't like those. The thing is, sometimes you get a rare thing that one-shots you, or that basically disables or puts some of your skills on cooldown, and that's one of my... Oh, that's a shadow. A shadow means the level boss is around. And there he is, the withering thing. By the way, that's also a bit random. Sometimes you get a different boss here. And he just killed my Hydra. He's also about to kill the rich flame spitter. The problem is, I need to withdraw to a bit more of an of a spacey area, so I can put more summons at work. If I do this and that, we should be good. Yeah, so this actually forces the withering thing to attack the turtle most of the times. Oh, we got a cloak. I thought we got an artifact gem, which is kind of useless. But we got this artifact, which gives us a new skill, the Wrap of Stone. This thick cloak is incredibly tough, yet bends and flows with ease. We're gonna use that, because we don't have such a fancy cloak. I don't know why it's red here. However, we got a fancy cloak now. So that's basically what I wanted out of this. Although I had no idea what I'd get from this. The artifacts are randomized, so I think you get a certain tier from a certain boss, but aside of that, it's really random. You could get anything. Sometimes you only get artifacts you can't or you don't use as a class, which kind of sucks. Like if you're a warrior and get only mage staves or something, or daggers in that sort. That's a bit annoying, but you usually get something you can use. I think I'm leveling this up once more, and then I'll just keep my stat or my generic points. I never use that, and this is kinda useful when you're blinded, but not too much, and yep, maybe we'll go for armor training. I never felt much of a use for that, though. Anyway, let's do this, move that over here. And by the way, this has a very... I think I'm going to show you this for the as the last thing in this video. You can tell this to do a lot of stuff. For example, I can go with auto-use this whenever something is met. I could bind it to hotkeys, although that bar itself is kind of a hotbar here. I can hit 1 and it summons a flame spitter. And yeah, this is pretty useful, especially when you have talents that are... or when you have... what's the word? When you have a buff you want to reactivate whenever it goes down. Especially, for example, Archmages are a class that has a lot of those. Let's just auto-explore. Okay, I think I'm going to keep that until we find something better. I'm going to wear this because it looks less silly. Actually, it looks quite silly as well. And we're going to transmogrify all of that. Now all the things I replaced in my own inventory are still in my inventory. They don't go to the chest on their own, but I'm going to sell them next video. So we explored this and that, which means our quest is actually over now. The first quest is... there's the quest log. And the first quests were to get the Norgur's Lair and the Heart of the Gloom, and we killed those things. So now our quest, given by who knows who, is to explore 4 more places. And you can bet we find things that are going to kill us there. Actually, the maze is one of the more random places. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's neck-breakingly hard. The Sandworm Lair is relatively okay if you understand the concept of it. The Daikara always gets me killed, and the Old Forest I only managed to get in once, and I died there. So stay tuned for next time, and let me know what you think about the series, and if I don't know if I can do it in HD, so we'll see about that. Bye!